Actually in the middle of doing a little photo shoot for Nathan. This week was Feeding Tube Awareness Week, and we didn't really get to post about it you know, during the week, so we figured we'd try to do it today to be able to kind of participate in it. So here is our little setup right here, and if you guys want to see, we have Nathan with his little, all his supplies that he needs and that we use on a daily basis with him. Of course, we have his pump. These are the bags that are changed every 24 hours. This is the pediatric formula that he's on Cape Farms. It's organic. These are syringes that we use to, you know, dispense his meds. These are little things that we use on and off to go over the site to make sure that there's no leakage. We also use the gauze ones as well. And these are the bags, of course. Like I said, we change them every 24 hours. If not, the milk gets really, really nasty. And then here is his little G-port, of course. And then these are the extenders that go connected to his little port that goes into the jejunum. So I change these every about every 2 days, because then by like the second day the milk kind of like gets stuck in them, it gets thick. So whenever I like kind of like flush his meds, I don't know, I just feel like if it were me and all that stuck milk was going into my stomach, I don't know, I would think that it would give me a stomach ache. So try to change these like every 2 days. I said his pump. So yeah, so this is everything that we deal with Nathan with his little GJ tube. What do you think, Nathan? Did we miss anything? Oh, okay. We got everything? Okay. I think you're tired of it, huh? So we're just gonna go, I'm gonna move it back, but so yeah, we just wanted to participate in the feeding tube week, because I don't know, we think it's important to also raise awareness, you know, for people who don't know anything about feeding tubes and the different types and everything, that all the accessories that come with it. So with the NG tube, I was familiar with the NG because you know, one of my cousins had cancer and she had the NG for a very long time, but seeing it on him, it was very heartbreaking, you know, because it's like I have these hopes and expectations because I was breastfeeding him, you know, he was latching, he was bottle feeding, so to go into the NICU and to see him with an NG, it was very heartbreaking, because I'm like, you know, like, why is this, you know, why does he need this for? And I didn't think it was necessary for him to have it, and then as we kind of grew a little bit deeper into our NICU journey, he was, you know, supposed to come home. They ended up taking it out because he was feeding, and I was like, you know, great, like, you know, I've prayed so hard for this. They finally took out that tube, and the next day I went back and it was back in, and it was, you know, kind of a little bit more heart shattering than it was the first time. And then fast forward to when they said that he would need the G-tube. I was very persistent in not wanting to do it. I was like, just give him a chance. Like, he's bottle fed. I breastfed him. Like, I know he can do this. So we tried for a couple weeks to bottle feed him, and it just, you know, he wasn't latching on. If he did, he would basically spit up the milk. So when we finally agreed to the procedure for the G-tube, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it at all. The thought of all of this just scared me to death. I didn't know what I was doing. I was afraid that I was never going to learn it. I was never going to get it. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't want him to be hooked to a machine. I didn't want it, basically, and that's pretty selfish of me because he obviously needed it. And with the G-tube, he had that in for at least, I would say, about almost a month. And we would feed him bolusly. So bolusly is you take one of these big syringes and you take off the top and you hook this into this port and you pour the milk in and you just kind of hold it and you just kind of let it flow in, like with gravity, I guess that's the correct term. And he would just spit it up, like literally moments after we finished the feed, it would just come right up. And then they were like, okay, you know, we're thinking that we should do the GJ tube because the G tube isn't really, you know, working for him. He's not getting the nutrition that he needs, and we think this is better. And I remember Mondo had already came home to kind of like fix up the house and everything because he was supposed to come home. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to say yes because I want to give him, again, I wanted to give him a chance, you know, to kind of see if maybe, I don't know, he can do it, or if we tried different styles of feeding him, if we tried, you know, doing it all through the machine and just no bolus, but it all resulted in the same. He would just spit it right back up. So finally agreed to the GJ, and you know, we all know that worked for Nathan.
Do you remember how many times I was on the phone with you and I was like, no, I don't want it done, and then I was like, this kid's been through enough already, and I think I got in an argument with the
I think I got in an argument with and I think the doctor was like, I mean, I knew that he was upset because he was like, well, I'm gonna see you in a couple days because he needs this. And sure enough, like, we were just like, okay, like, let's just try it, let's just do it and just see what happens. But and I don't know, it was just a lot. It was just so much, you know, and just you have to make these decisions very quickly. I felt like we didn't get a chance. I mean, we did get a chance to, you know, sleep on it because they did let us, you know, do everything. That way we can just say that we did everything, and we can't, like, now think back like, well, I wonder if we would have did this, like, that would have worked. So they let us do everything that we wanted to do, so that way we can see that it wasn't going to work, basically. And then he got his GJ, which is what he has now. So that goes into the jejunum, bypasses the stomach, and just straight into the digestive system. And that's been working really good for him. He doesn't spit up his milk. Of course, he has his regular spit ups and everything, but it's not milk, it's just stomachy stuff. But I remember feeling relieved. I remember feeling relieved that, okay, this is working for him, then this means that we'll get to go home. Because that was the only thing keeping us there, was his feeding. But then learning all this stuff, I remember they gave you this doll to practice on. And even with the doll, like, I was just so scared that I was going to hurt it. And it was just a doll. And then when he got his tube and everything, I was so scared that I was going to hurt him. I was so scared that I was going to pull it out. So it's very nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking when you're a first-time mom. I mean, not a first-time mom, but you're a first-time, you know, how would you say that? first time
special needs
mom or medically complex mom. I don't know,
I
but it's very nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it's very nerve-wracking. I didn't do anything for the first couple of days. I let the nurse do, and then she's like, "You have to try," and I was like, "I'm just so scared I'm gonna hurt him. Honestly, I don't want to hurt him." But I mean, eventually I got the hang of it, and here we are now. So to any of the moms out there, going out there, any of the parents, mom and dads going out there, are out there and they're going through all of this stuff, and just be patient and always do what you feel is right. Always do what you want to do. That way you don't have any regrets or second thoughts. But with all of this stuff, it seems very overwhelming, and it can be, but you'll get it. We got it.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get it, anybody out there can get it. Honey, kid. Yes. And that's going to be the end of the video. We will go ahead and roll in the shout outs for you guys. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching our video. We really appreciate it. It's been a while since I've done this. If you want to get a shout out on our next YouTube video, all you have to do is subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment something positive down below. And as our family always says, remember, you are auspicious. Have a great night.